Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be testing out a brand new foundation from Charlotte Tilbury, which I am really excited about because I haven't really tested out a ton of new foundations and I have been enjoying a lot of Charlotte Tilbury's products recently, so I have high hopes for this. So this is the Charlotte's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I picked this up online, but by the time you guys see this video, it should be pretty much available everywhere now. So this I picked up in the shade 6 Neutral, and I also have 5 Neutral here. I'm not really sure which one's going to match, so I think I'm going to go in with 6 Neutral first and then we'll make it work as needed. But this looks really good. I've only watched one review on it, which was Babs Beauty, and I loved her review and it looks really pretty on her skin. So we're gonna do a first impressions review and wear test and see if it's worth the money and worth the hype, because this is really expensive. And as always, I will leave some other foundation shades down below in the description box if you guys are interested, and I have combo skin for reference. So grab a snack, get cozy, and make sure if you are new, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, and let's get into this foundation first impression. Okay, so we're gonna do a little skin prep, of course, and I'm going to use 3 products that I just know work, that are really great together, and I love them with all different foundations. So I'm going to start with the Milani Make It Last spray. I'm going to spray it before and after to set my makeup. Doing this beforehand, I feel like not only adds moisture to your skin, but I feel like it also preps it, because this is like setting spray. So it's going to just help your primers and your foundation and everything to stick and adhere so much better. So primer water or any type of setting spray before foundation and primer is always a must. And I'm going to go in with the Milani SPF 30 primer today. So from when I was watching another review, I saw that this foundation is apparently very dewy on the skin. So I don't want to add a ton of extra dewiness, but I do want my skin to be very hydrated. So this one is great. And the SPF in here is nice because it's not going to give you a white cast, and this is super creamy and hydrating. So whenever I am double priming, I always like to let the first primer sit into my skin for about like a minute or so, just so that it fully absorbs. And then I'm going to go in with the Matte Poreless Putty Primer. So I'm going to apply this right here in this area on my chin and a little bit right between my brows. So let's get into the foundation claims. This is supposed to be a medium coverage light as air foundation. It does say in here it's supposed to be hydrating with hyaluronic acid as well as a brightening rose complex. That complex is supposed to make your skin look over time more healthy, more glowy, and brighter and smoother. So there are some skincare benefits in here as well. And because it does say in here it's supposed to improve the look of skin with each wear, undetectable coverage. It's also supposed to boost the hydration of your skin, make your skin look smoother. So it has a lot of good stuff in here. So we're gonna test it out. Let's open it up and see what it's all about. I really like the packaging. It's kind of like the IT Cosmetics CC cream. Okay, so I'm gonna start with 6 Neutral and hope that this works. If not, I will go in with a little bit of 5 Neutral and we'll go from there. So I did 1 full pump and that is what it looks like. So you can see it's a little bit runny, but it's also kind of thick at the same time. I'm gonna start with this side and I'm gonna use a brush. Okay, actually I think the color is going to be perfect. It's blending out really nicely. Actually, the color is like spot on. Definitely is thicker. I'm just gonna put some on my nose. Looks really good. I feel like it blended in really easily. The formula is a little bit thicker. It kind of honestly reminds me a little bit of the IT Cosmetics CC cream. The finish is very natural. It doesn't seem to be super dewy on me, which is nice. I love the way it blended and I feel like it evened out my skin tone and definitely gives a very like natural medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's like super full coverage, super heavy duty. It's very natural and super lightweight so far. So I'm going to try the other side with a beauty sponge, just because I know not everybody likes to use foundations with a brush, but I really love, like, upon initial application, how easily it did blend with the brush. All right, let's do the other side now. First impressions, already love it more with a brush. I feel like you just get a little bit more coverage. So I do prefer, like I said, the brush side. I just feel like it looks so much smoother and I got a little bit more coverage with it. I feel like with the beauty sponge, you probably need to add more if you want to get more coverage, whereas with the brush, you could use probably just 1 pump and then be good to go with just the brush without having to add a ton of extra product. But I would say with a brush, you get really good natural medium coverage, very smooth. And then with a sponge, I would say it's more of like a light to medium coverage and you can kind of see more of your skin peeking through. And I feel like just in general, it doesn't look look as heavy as it does with a brush, but it just looks more like very, very natural with a beauty sponge versus with a brush. You can definitely kind of see the foundation more on the skin. It's still lightweight, it's still skin-like, but you can definitely notice it more versus with a beauty sponge where I feel like it's definitely much more seamless and natural. I'm gonna build this side up just because I want to kind of match the coverage on both. For this side, I feel like I don't even need to build it up because with the brush, it just gave me like that maximum coverage. Oh yeah, this does build up really nicely with a beauty sponge though. As you can see, it's very just second skin like. Blends really easily and I don't notice any fragrance to it too, which is really nice. I agree so far with the claim where it's like healthy looking skin, very glowy, but still like natural. Like I don't find this to be excessively dewy on my skin. And as far as like the undetectable coverage, I agree with it. I feel like you can like see that it evened out my skin tone and it covered what it needed to without being like cakey or like feeling like a really heavy foundation. To me, this is really reminding me of like a BB cream or like a CC cream. Super healthy, super skin-like. I'm really loving it so far. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do my concealer right here on camera with you guys so we can kind of see how that applies. I'm also going to do my powder. I normally do this off camera, but let's just finish up the complexion here. So I'm going to use the NYX Bare With Me concealer serum. I have this one in the shade Beige. That blended in flawlessly. I'm also gonna hit the ears with my foundation brush because I always seem to forget my ears sometimes. And then when I look back at pictures, I'm like, my ears are a completely different color than my face. So don't forget the ears. So far, this is just giving me like very healthy vibes, like just like your skin but better, natural, glowy. I would say though, for it to feel even more lightweight, just go in with a brush. That way you don't have to layer it and add a ton of product. And you get that great coverage right off the bat without having to use a ton of product. So I would say your best bet with this, first impressions again, is applying it with a brush. So let's do a little cream bronzer. I'm gonna use the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick from Makeup by Mario, and I have this one in the shade Light Medium. I'm gonna do a little bit of liquid blush. This one is from Rare Beauty. It's in the shade Bliss. It's looking good. So let's finish with the face since we're here. I'm just gonna use the Collab Soft Focus Translucent Setting Powder, one of my favorites. I'm gonna use my sponge just to really press this in. Let me blend out my little creases really quick. I'm gonna use that same powder to just kind of press down the rest of the makeup and set everything. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo. For blush, I'm going to use the Essence blush in the shade Be Loved. I just did my everyday makeup routine, so if you guys are kind of interested in a more in-depth look at some of these products, check out that video. It's pretty much the same exact look that I'm doing today. Okay, you guys, I know it's just obviously a first impressions, but like all of my products are looking and applying so smoothly over top. They're like really easy to blend. So like something's working in here. And I don't know if it's the foundation or the primer combo that I did, but like things are looking good. For highlighter, I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade number 10 Be My Highlight. I just want something very natural. Looking good, great coverage, very lightweight. Still, even applying my other products over top, this still feels like your skin but better. And here we have the foundation and what it looks like after everything is done. So the only thing that I have left from my makeup is just like my lower lashes, lips, and setting spray. I think it's looking really good, very smooth. So I'm gonna finish up the rest of my makeup. I just have my lower lashes to do. I gotta set the brows and pick out a lip color. So I'll be right back and we'll keep chatting about the foundation and see how it looks. I'm also, let me just do this actually before I do that. I'm gonna set the makeup and I'm gonna use the Milani Make It Last. So here is the finished look and an up close shot of my skin and what everything looks like right now. I have to say today was definitely like one of those makeup days where everything just blended and looks so smooth and seamless. I feel like I was able to blend all of my creams and like even my powder products like so effortlessly, like it took like no time. So I'm really impressed with the foundation. I think it looks awesome. It's very smooth, very lightweight, super natural. If we're talking coverage and finish, this reminds me a lot of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. That one also has hyaluronic acid in it. It doesn't have as many of like the long-term skincare benefits as the Charlotte Tilbury one. So I don't want to say it's a dupe because obviously I have not used them side by side, but like first impressions, that one is like the first one that popped into my head when I first applied this and just looking at my skin right now. But we're going to see how it wears throughout the day. It's almost 11 a.m. right now. I'm going to come back in a few hours and we will keep chatting and see how everything looks. Hey guys, I'm back. It is almost 7 p.m. right now and I have not touched up my face at all. It's been around like about 8 hours since I first like applied the foundation. So I have some thoughts. As you can see, my forehead is pretty shiny, or I should say very shiny. I started noticing shine about, I would say like close to 4 hours or so ago. So I would say like this foundation, if you have very oily skin, I don't think this would be ideal because it did start getting pretty shiny and like on my forehead especially, not that far into me wearing the foundation. And it's still intact for the most part. It did fade around my nose, so that is unfortunate. That is like the biggest problem that I have when it comes to my foundation. And it looks like it's like pretty much almost gone like right here in this area. But on the rest of the face though, like my cheeks and like the forehead and stuff, the foundation is still in place, which is great. It's really just like the nose. Around my mouth, it did fade a little bit as well. I did just eat dinner. So what I was thinking was let's do a little blotting. By the way, it looks like I forgot to blend out my cream bronzer earlier, which is really cute. So it looks like a little bit of a shadow on my forehead, but I'm gonna go in with the Palladio Rice Paper blotting sheets. I love these. You can get them at Sally's Beauty. These are amazing for blotting. I'm so excited to do the forehead. This is always so satisfying and it's very necessary right now. Quite a bit of oil just on my forehead. So I feel like if you have very oily skin, I don't think this foundation would be ideal. Just because, like I said earlier, like I started noticing the shine peeking through about like 3.5, maybe to like 4 hours into me wearing the foundation. Okay, so that's a lot of oil, as you can see, just like pretty much on like my forehead, my T-zone, like this area right here. I did a little bit around here, but that's like a lot. And I haven't even been wearing this really. I mean, it's been 8 hours, but it hasn't been like anything crazy. I haven't like worked out or anything like that. But you know, everything works differently for everybody. And it also comes down to like how you prep your skin. I am gonna also add a little bit of powder. And since this is a Charlotte Tilbury foundation video, let's use the Charlotte Tilbury powder. This one is the Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade One Fair. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this just to this area, like my T-zone, around my mouth a little bit. Definitely looks a lot better. Touching up is always like something that I feel like is so quick and easy and it makes such a difference. To me, touching up is not really a huge deal, but it is something that I think you're gonna have to do pretty frequently with this foundation. I still think it does look really smooth though. I will say, like, I like the way it looks on like the rest of my face minus the forehead. Like the touching up was necessary, but now I do think it looks better. But I feel like maybe I could have used a little bit more primer around my nose area just to really help with that sticking and the foundation lasting throughout the day. So yeah, my final thoughts are that the foundation overall is beautiful. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it like maybe a 7, 7.5, maybe an 8. I don't feel like it wore as good as I thought it was gonna wear. Like it faded quite a bit on my nose. Like this entire area has like no foundation on it basically, like the bottom half of my nose. I also did get extremely oily on my forehead, as you saw. Like this is a lot of oil. So if you care about the skincare, you care about that kind of thing with the foundation, then I would say yes, definitely splurge. But if you're really just looking for like something that's like your skin but better, healthy, natural coverage, that's really lightweight on the skin, I would say maybe opt out on this and try the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation, because that one is so similar as far as like even the way that it wears and the way that it looks and everything. For skincare, I love having skincare benefits in products, but it's not really a deal breaker for me because I already have like my separate nighttime and morning skincare routine. I'm not crazy about it, but like I'm not hating it. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty neutral about the foundation. I just feel like there are definitely other alternatives. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll probably see you tomorrow in the next clip because I'm going to be wearing this again tomorrow and I want to kind of give you guys a little second day review wear test. Hey guys, so it is the next day and I wanted to do another quick little update because I have been wearing the foundation again today for a few hours. So I finished up my makeup around like 11:30. It's 4:11 right now. So basically everything that I used yesterday on my face as far as like setting spray, powder, everything is the same. The only difference today is I did use a different blush, but I also did use extra of the matte poreless putty primer around my nose since that area was the area for me that faded the most, and the foundation is still intact in that area. So I do feel like that definitely helped, but the forehead still is really shiny, and for the most part though everything else is looking pretty good. But if you want like a really pretty like fresh natural foundation like Your Skin But Better with like a dew, you could get that with like the NYX Born to Glow, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. But again, those foundations are more affordable, so they're not going to have all those skincare benefits that this foundation claims to have as well. So I think it just comes down to like, do you want to splurge? Because it is a nice product, but there are definitely more affordable dupes in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was helpful. If you have tried this foundation, I would love to hear from you, or let me know if you plan on picking it up. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next one. Bye. Okay, one last thing I wanted to mention before I end off the video and before the sun goes down. So yesterday I did use the shade 6 Neutral, which I thought was a perfect match, and I think it looked good, but looking back at the footage, I feel like it was like a smidge too dark. But today I used 5 Neutral, and I feel like it is a much better like perfect match, especially since I have like no color to me right now because we're like in the middle of winter. So if you are close to my skin tone, I would say 5 Neutral is a better match. Also, really quick, since I have you guys here, let me blot so we can see what this looks like and how much oil is on my forehead. Okay, there we go, you can see. So I feel like this foundation does get pretty like oily, because I feel like there is quite a bit of oil in here for me, like not even wearing the foundation for like 6 hours. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. Not really a big deal. I feel like with foundations you really have to kind of like prep your skin and make them work to your skin type, so results may vary. But yeah, that's officially it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye. Mwah.